This 15-year-old Russian, and forgive me if I butcher her name, Kamila Valieva, was already looked at as being the possible greatest of all time. She was that good, where she pulled off the first ever quad in figure skating history. And I said, yeah, I had to watch because you can tell me they're good. Yeah, she had 2 in one competition. Mm-hmm. She fell in the third attempt, but she did pull off 2 in the first, when she went to do them. And the Russian team won the gold in that particular category. And then came out that she had been doping. Now, it may not have been her fault because she's not really the one that's in charge at age 15 of what all was going into her body. Her coaches from the Russian Olympic Committee, because Russia itself was banned for doping in previous Olympics. Now this girl is one that's doping, and they were going to ban her from competing. But then the Olympic board says, well, we're going to let her go ahead and compete. But if she finishes in the top 3, she just doesn't get to go to the medal ceremony, which is like saying, if you want to cheat and win the Super Bowl, that's fine. We're just going to give you the trophy later on, not on TV. So the cheating they know about, and they're going to allow it. Now, if you go back to last year in the Summer Olympics, Sha'Carri Richardson, the sprinter, was banned from going to the Olympics because she tested positive for weed. You guys remember this?
Yep.
Her mother had passed away, and she was down in the dumps, and she smoked some weed, tested positive, didn't go to the Olympics. And we said at the time that even though it's weed and it's not performance enhancing, she was told she wasn't allowed to do it. She did it anyway. She didn't deserve to go to the Olympics. And I stand by that. But now she is coming out and saying, why am I being singled out? Why is this girl still being allowed to compete? Is it a racial thing? And to be honest, I'd kind of like to know the answer. Why is this girl, this Russian girl, who has already shown she has been doping, it's already been proven, why is she being allowed to compete going forward in this Olympics? Very strange story. Very good point by Sha'Carri Richardson. I want to see how this unfolds. Russia, do better. Quit cheating.
The ROC.
ROC, you're cheaters. You just got a license to cheat. I'm disgusted. Be Live, over to you.
All right, Scotty D. This is twice now. You segue into it. This time, I need you to get out my notes because I got the second part of the Kamila Valieva situation in Russia. I got the second part of it.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
The doping that she has done has been reported that it is a heart medication, but it has stimulants in it, which is still banned by the International Olympic Committee. So at the end of the day, it was still wrong for her to take, and she got tested positive for it. Now, it has been reported, and I'm going to paraphrase because it's what I like to do, because I like to read between the lines, and I like to read between BS. The reason why this 15-year-old kid, and I have to emphasize 15-year-old kid, is because that's the exact reason why she is allowed to compete. It's because she is a protected minor.
Yes.
And it is not in the best interest of the Olympic Committee to ban her from the sport because it could be irreparable damage to her well-being. And what they don't want to do, again, me paraphrasing because I like to read between the lines, they don't want to hurt her feelings as a protected minor. So not only do you allow her to compete, allow her to medal, but they've also stated that if she medals, they won't have a ceremony, which also includes 2 other athletes. So you're telling me because of her doping and because she's a child and somebody dropped the ball who is an adult, now 2 other adults are affected by this decision. And on top of that, you're going to sit here and tell me that this is our age difference. Scotty D, I believe you turned 49 recently. I turned 39. Let's take it back a few years. Scotty D, you'd be 25, I'd be 15 years old. We're competing in the same sport. We all have the exact same rules. But you're telling me right now that because I'm 15 and you're 25, I'm allowed to dope and get away with it because it might hurt my feelings?
It's
And
the world
now,
we live in.
And now because you win silver, I win gold, you don't get the medal ceremony because I screwed up. Get what I call the entire out of here. Man, y'all got to do better. I tell you, we don't want to talk about politics on this show, but this is 1,000% politics, and this is bad politics. And one of the most watched things in the entire world. IOC, you've got to do better. Other news, USA versus Canada, women's hockey for the gold, rematch. Let's go USA. Eddie Cool, the ball.